Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, welcome to today's Toby's Tryhard qualifiers. It is a Tuesday, the 28th of April, 2020. My name is Jorasar, and we are in game number 1 of 4, which will see some of these very, very highly regarded teams move forward to Thursday's finals. We've got 2 games on Miramar and 2 games on Erangel for you today. And we'll be fighting for a spot in that beautiful final lobby on Thursday, where of course the teams will also get a share of the prize money. So I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. We have Unity, we have the Adepts, we have Northern Lights, we have ETIGET in here, and a whole bunch of other teams as well. I'm 100% certain we'll be seeing a few of these, in fact, especially the teams that I didn't just mention, make a name for themselves before today is over. So incredibly excited to be seeing that. For now, though, we have a 7 o'clock to a 12 o'clock plane path on map number 1, which is Miramar. And things look reasonably chilled out so far. Chumacera was threatening to be a little bit dodgy, but it looks like the west side of Los Leones is more or less chilled out now. Lucarux, I remember that name from previous weeks, of course. No doubt we'll be checking in with them reasonably soon. Our first circle is very much towards the north. It is northeasterly, sort of centering in just west of Cruz del Valle. So this will be delightful to check out. I'm looking to see if there are any other possible fights early on. We do have a little bit here. Let's go check this out. This is ITHR, or TeamHorizonReapers, literally next to Aman from Team Haiku. Reasonably split in terms of these drops. So it's not like this is a full team fight or anything like that. A man looking to move into this warehouse. I like that move, by the way. The reason that move is useful is because Aman didn't have a helmet and a whole bunch of other loot there, while Box Bob and him were inside the same building. So moving into this warehouse allows Aman to get looted up just that little bit more. Puts a tiniest bit of advantage in favor of Team Haiku there. So that's reasonably good. Elsewhere, we appear to have some fighting here. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is RedlineEU. We were mentioning Lucarux earlier. That was Marv, actually, getting the knock and the finish onto Wadez. And Wadez, I believe, was a member of Team Friends. I was watching Hayes cast this team earlier, and they were ridiculously good. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do. But sadly, early on, they are down to 3 teams. I can confirm, by the way, that the top 4 from each group will move on to Thursday. So we are fighting for a spot here in the top 4. Now, this is interesting. There are 3 pink dots there and a 4th one. Don't worry, Joro can still count to 4. He is not drunk, continuing to be drunk from Saturday's charity pub quiz. Although, if you do have time this Saturday, I highly encourage you to come watch. Everything looks good. Man, it's so good to be back casting PUBG. 1 minute left to go now, and it looks like these friends, they are indeed, the friends are going to be moving straight into next zone rather than stopping in Los Leones. So they might be able to grab El Azahar, or maybe these compounds slightly closer to middle, and see if they can do something with that. They are choosing to make themselves scarce early on in the hopes that they're able to move further into the game. That way they won't have as many compounds that might be contested. They'll be able to get loot before other people get there and all sorts of other things. So a tactical decision from them. We're now watching the Adepts, who are bright yellow today. I'm used to them being very dark gray / black. So it's interesting to see the Adepts adopt a significantly brighter and friendlier color scheme here. They are very split, 2-2. There are another 2 of their team to the east of Chumacera. Looks like Unity are in a little bit of a fight at the moment. Elekmeister is going to go down very early on. And Unity will be able to get that kill. Orange will have to get picked up. Hiruzen will be able to do that for them. So that was the southerly member of the team in Cruz del Valle. That's Anorex. Or, I beg your pardon, Anorexy. I see. Anorexy 4K. Or quite possibly a play on words there. But I'm going to go with Anorek for the purposes of this stream. Teves there, moving past an energy drink. Can we talk about energy drinks just for a second? I know this is entirely irrelevant, but I just had a mission. in the new Survivor Pass, and the mission was drink 4 energy drinks. I dropped 5 different games on Vikendi and looted about 12 different buildings. I found 2 energy drinks. Got painkillers everywhere, but as soon as it's a mission, they disappear. What is up with that, right? Unbelievable. We're watching the Northern Lights now, ladies and gents, rotating into circle relatively early on. Unity are actually ahead of them on the road. There might be some chance for the Deep to get some additional damage done. Ooh, a little bit of team damage there, I think, coming out from Perfect. And Spyro has to be careful in case there's a member of Unity behind, but there won't be. So things are looking okay so far. Danimon stuck behind the vehicle. And possibly in need of a little bit of backup here, but they could be attracting attention behind from Berlinger and co. A smoke already going down. To see how quick, how far along this ridge Danimon will be able to make. That is a frag grenade made, not a smoke. That is the only smoke that they've got. So Danny could be in a world of hurt here, and as a result, the rest of the team has to come in. Set and Orange up on top of the ridge now. Are we going to join in with Set? I think we are. The rest of the Northern Lights are moving in. Bachelins, very, very close by. They're being very aggressive. Danny is spotted by Bachelins. This should be an easy job for someone with no smokes. And how is Danny still alive? There we go, getting the knock. Bachelins will suffer a body shot. That helmet's still perfectly intact. And Danny is going to be very difficult to revive from that point. Unfortunately, you're going to need an awful lot of smokes to do that. And Unity go down a member. Unity now deciding to disengage. The pressure that Northern Lights put on was sufficient. They managed to get that kill. But now they're being engaged from afar. That's ITHR from downtown. Realistically, that's not going to get any downs unless you're very, very lucky about it. Bachelins now rolling up to the compound that KMK are at. And I wonder how quickly he's going to find out that someone is actually there. Unity have settled in that compound in front of him. He'll be radioing that information right back to the rest of the team. Either Storm, in the meantime, I do beg your pardon, seem to be having a rather delightful game so far, managing to get the first squad wipe. Let's take a look at who else. There we go. It's KMK Esport now on the Northern Lights. They were looking to possibly take this compound. They know that Unity are across the road. They won't be able to, though. KMK with a pretty cool Fox logo, I have to say. Get the double Ks as the ears there. Very nice. Are going to be holding them off. Spyro, the closest person to them, but they have got a hill in their way. Perfect. Moving on down further to this sort of junkyard-y compound. Now, this isn't the greatest amount of cover, as you can see. Just a couple of buildings here, but it is enough for a single team of 4. And they have got, like, one of those little church buildings. That's not too bad at all. We'll see what comes out of that. Right now, though, it looks like things are pretty chill. ETIGET are rotating over to the east there. We have an unclaimed care package that will continue to be unclaimed. Over on the right-hand side, and some very late rotations coming in from the south side from Los Leones and co. The Adepts are over there to the west as well. And we still have a team in and around El Pozo. So a couple of teams still needing to come in. But nothing particularly disastrous just yet. Let's see where the next circle is. Okay, so moving on to this crossroad to the east of Hacienda. That's not really going to change the location of too many of these teams. A couple of these guys might want to try and get a little further center. And these warehouse sort of compounds north of Hacienda are ripe for the plucking. I wouldn't be surprised if the Adepts, for example, got into one of those. However, things look pretty chill right about now. Let's have a quick eye on either Storm, who have gotten a full squad wipe already. They've lost in size by the looks of things. Are a 3-person team right now. And the team, very amusingly, calling themselves 16-year-old, are, I presume that's because 16 years old is the minimum age limit to be playing in this tournament. Not 100% sure. But either way, they're going to be moving straight past that team. And it looks like they'll be able to do that without much in the way of bloodshed. That is ETIGET, by the way, moving further along. They're actually quite close to KMK. And they see Ano nearby. Now, Ano just ahead of them. Look to be potentially very dangerous if ETIGET want to move in. Now, not dangerous because they... oh, I beg your pardon. So this box is on the hill, so I'm guessing that was a scout. They don't really want to be pushing into that compound because Ano has so much empty space between the compound and where ETIGET are that it's going to make it extremely difficult for ETIGET to push in without losing people or using about 12 million smoke grenades. So it's unlikely to be a short-term option for them. They're just going to be scoping out and taking the odd snipe here and there. This is going to be fun. Let's check this out. The Rozhok Roosters. Love that name. Great logo as well. Moving in onto the compound where one of the Adepts is already there. And that's Tundo taking out Kultamuna. The rest of the Rozhok Roosters no doubt are going to be moving in now, but so are the Adepts. Let's go ahead and zoom out and see what's going on here. Nico moving in right next to Furax, and I have a feeling the Adepts are going to be more than prepared for this. Nico goes down like a sack of bricks. Absolutely no chance there. Spotting the car slowing down and being able to take their time as well. Nico crawling forward to try and get a little bit more information, such as how many people are on him, and Furax instantly putting pay to that. So the Rozhok Roosters now completely and utterly taken out of this compound. Zacho, the only member left alive, and he's going to be moving towards this mini power grid and further into the center of the circle. They will be playing in survival mode. The Roosters themselves have effectively become a chicken dinner, or 3 out of 4 chicken dinners, I should say, at the moment, as the Adepts go ahead and sweep up those kills. Oh no. No, we're going to stay with this, ladies and gentlemen, because if we move off to the right-hand side here, if we go to the east... Okay, we don't. That would have been bad. That would have been very bad. Now, there's no way that Team 16 don't know that Zacho is here, because the Murado is hella loud. But at least he will be safe for now. Let's see which team is here. This is Team Haiku. We saw them at the very beginning of the game. We were following Aman for a little bit, if I recall. Things look alright for them at the moment. All quiet on the Western Front, as they say, but the next circle will potentially make life a little more difficult. 2 different teams potentially going up against Unity here in the north, and both of these teams are going to have to move in as well because they're outside of the circle as things currently stand. This is Eye the Storm eyeing up the Unity compound, and they've got Brightside and Co on the other side, so the under 16s Kappa. I do love the Pepe logo though, that's great. They're going to be on the other side, potentially needing to move into the circle. Either way, the first compound that either of them are going to encounter when they move in is Unity. Either Storm opting to bypass this, deciding gate crashing that compound isn't good. But what are they possibly going to choose? THR are split very, very close to where they are now. Hurricane needs to get a move on. There's only so much his BMXing skills are going to pay off right here. And it looks like they might be playing Edge on the mountaintop. Presumably because they wanted these concretes, but THR have occupied them. Unity still getting a shot on them as well when they peek over the mountain top. They'll have an additional challenge in just a moment because the Adepts are going to be rotating in from the west. Look at this on the other side of water treatment. The shots are letting fly. The Adepts want to get a knock or two. Nice hit with the Mini 14 from Furax, just trying to stop them from being this side of the mountain so that the Adepts have a clear route in. A little bit of pressure on the Adepts here. They're the ones doing all the killing, yes, but they do not have the positional advantage. They're trying to clear space, make their way in, look for a safe route in. That's difficult to do right now. Furax is going to have to push significantly closer, and this could be very problematic indeed. Do a barrel roll, says the Murado. And this could end up being very tricky indeed. The nades already coming through against the Adepts here. Eye of the Storm going to try and gatekeep this as best they can. Tundo might be the playmaker. They don't know if this is a 2-2 or a 3-1, but Tundo is actually a solo at the moment, so I like that they're immediately running over to attack. The goal for Tundo now is to stay alive. Tundo needs to hold station and prevent these guys from getting a quick kill. If he can do that, then Furax and Sunzi will be able to come in on the back. And that's exactly what he does. Tundo gets 2 knocks, and all of a sudden, the rest of Eye of the Storm fall. That was a really good maneuver. It was very important for Tundo to understand that he was just there to be defensive, get the knocks, and move back. He was just trying to hold them there for the rest of the team, not go aggro and kill them all because you are only one player. That was very nicely played by the Adepts there. Round of applause. They have the edge of the circle and plenty of loot. They're going to be just fine, although they're going to have to move very quickly once the next circle pops. 14 teams and 46 players alive. We're at the 15.5-minute mark. You're watching Toby's Tryhard Thursdays qualifier, and this is round 2, game number 1 in Group 3. The Crossroads still just about in the next circle. The Pepe boys deciding it is indeed payday. We've got a Graza, which will probably not get taken, but a 3-3 and a 15x scope for those of you who want to be particularly adventurous. Inside this care package, I have a feeling the M4 is going to get kept, but the level 3 gear is very much welcome. So Pepe still with 0 kills this game. No points, but a decent position so far. A very nice compound in the southwestern section, I should say, of this circle. Zacho gets taken out by Haiku, so that's the Rozhok Roosters out of the game. We're watching TeamHorizonReapers, who managed to get through water treatment where the Adepts ideally would have liked to come, but they can't. This looks messy, and Milkizzy, I'm gonna be honest, probably should have at least gotten 1 knock there, although it wasn't 1v2 to be fair, so they might have still gone down. Sensei now coming up towards Tevest. This is Team Anno versus Team 16. And Sensei just holding that angle. Problem is Unity are behind them. Unity will do a lot of that damage. Molly's going out. Absolutely nowhere close to where Tevest is. Mystery, rather appropriately, doesn't have a clue right now. But Tevest isn't giving them any ideas. I like the crouch walk over. He might actually be able to spot Sensei. He does. Oh, he spots the far player. Which is slightly controversial because that means Sensei can then do a lot of damage. Pre-peaks, but it's not enough. Sensei picks up the kill. And Team Anorak are eliminated. Now it looks like Unity are doing a little bit of ascending over here. Pardon me, I have zoomed way too far. We're watching Hiruzen get rezzed at the moment. Unity are having a little bit of trouble with Shack Life over here. And that's because Tundo and the Adepts are very, very close by indeed. Tundo within nade range. That's a great nade. Hiruzen goes down for a second time. Just got revived. So we'll have a second opportunity. But never mind. The follow-up nade from Tundo is too good. And the Adepts are up to 10 kills in this game. These guys wanted to show with a bang their PEL pedigree and why they are considered to be one of the best teams in Europe. They're certainly doing so at the moment. First game in, and they've already got enough kill points to effectively have a victory. Brightside gets a very far knock, though, onto Furax, and Spyro will be able to take the kill. So the Adepts are down to 3 men for their efforts. But a very strong start to this game. Can they carry it through? Not quite into the top 10 teams yet. Everyone's still just playing it a little bit cautious. This is phase 4 now. The damage from the zone is considerable. The Monkeys opting for a very wide 2-2 split. And this is outside of circle as well. Remember, Korobos and Andro are here. And they're taking a lot of blue damage. They're going to try and get to the hay bales, I think, on the left. I reckon that's the most realistic chance of cover. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. But this is a big, big split, by the way. We've got half in the south, half in the west. If this ends up going northeast, I will laugh. Brightside versus the Adepts now. Brightside getting a second knock onto the Adepts. That's onto Sunzi as well. Doesn't spot that the flanker, Tundo, is right nearby. And Tundo, for what must be something like the 4th time this game, comes out clutch for the team, holding a beautiful off angle. Mystery in trouble, risking going down there. Tundo manages to move, but oh my goodness, Noki's down as well, and that makes Tundo the only member standing. Noki is nowhere close. Tundo really is the last possible chance for the Adepts. Sensei spots him as he's rotating over, and we'll be able to tell Mystery exactly where he is. Fantastic spray. That's a 2x on the M4. Needing to survive the spray from Sensei, though. And here's the recovery. Almost doing it, but not quite. The Adepts are eliminated in 11th place. Mystery should be able to get revived as well. But the Adepts have double-digit kills. So they will be able to go out of this game at least with 10 or 11 points. I didn't quite catch the final count, but it's a little bit insane. The next circle, in the meantime, is shifting very hard to the west. Sensei is going to find it very difficult. The Northern Lights are effectively gatekeeping everything over here. Oh my god. KMK have literally been sent a gift from the heavens, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Oh! Let's go ahead and check out what they've got in store, and they should be able to move comfortably before the zone closes, so that's nice. It is an AUG as well. I'm not sure the green ghillie suit is going to do very much on Miramar, but the AUG is certainly going to be delightfully useful. The teams in the south and the west might actually have a bit of respite now. The monkeys are going to be reasonably okay with this. Kora Boss is down to a single player. My god. That's just ridiculously good placement on that grenade, and Kora Boss is going to go down. Really, really good placement. That was the Pepe boys, by the way, so credit where it's due. That's Levante, even though they didn't actually manage to get all of the points. I believe Team Haiku managed to grab a few of those. No, maybe not. Only the 1 point to their name so far. Okay, okay. Haiku just going to be increasing their own health before doing a bit of rezzing. They will have to do some rezzing very shortly. There we go. Getting the second smoke down, making sure there is time. KMK now, going up against the Northern Lights. Berlinger is going to be forced to heal before anything else happens. The Northern Lights have 2 members of their team down. Spyro should be... No, can Spyro get to perfect? I don't think Spyro can get to perfect. Or if he can, it's going to be close AF. Oh my god, he might! He might! He will! I beg your pardon, he absolutely will. Northern Lights there with the Ihan timing. Very nice. Literally a second and a half more, and that would have been problematic. Berlinger's gonna have to stop chucking the smokes and just start running. The problem is, they're getting shot from absolutely everyone. RL is gonna finish KMK Esport. There's not really much they could have done there. The Friends still kind of chilling out over here in the east. They're gonna have to get into circle quickly too. And Lucarux is very close. RL, of course, being RedlineEU. Recently signed this squad. And incredibly strong. 22 minutes in and we are into our top 7. ETIGET will take that points-paying position in 8th place. They'll be potentially disappointed. But, to be perfectly honest, disappointed and still going home with some points. Which is fair enough. Haiku now moving up against the Friends. Oh, goodness. There go, the Friends. Looking for the points. They get the points. Redline grabbing those points instead of Haiku. Northern Lights wanting to get in on the action as well. They weren't able to. Go Black. Almost in sight of perfect, but not quite. He's healed now, so he's got an opportunity to fight this back. Friends eliminated in the meantime. They had to move in, and it was incredibly difficult. And Haiku go down to the Northern Lights. The deep MVP, they're getting 3 out of 4 of those kills. Northern Lights now up to 8 kills. The Adepts, remember, were on a huge number as well, but they are out of the game now, so every possibility for Northern Lights to make that total even better. Redline moving up closer before opening fire. It's QBE in the back line, who's really providing that covering fire. While we have Ivas here, throwing the closer grenades. Pepe has been spotted. And Levante tries to move into third party, but it will not pay off for him, unfortunately. Ivas, despite missing the shot, will still get the credit for the kill. Redline up to 7 kills now. ITHR being very, very chilled. Just kind of hanging tight at the moment. And Northern Lights now, looking for an opportunity to move further in. I think, really, the deep at the moment is just helping Perfect get away from possible covering fire from Redline, which I think was an excellent idea. Pepe are now finding themselves deep in combat with Redline. They're no longer interested in Northern Lights. The deep, though, with the Mark 14 long range gets Oi now, and that means that Kiri is the last person left alive for PayPay, and Redline Esports are knocking on the door. 4 teams left. PayPay eliminated. There we go. Evas will get the kill there. Unfortunately, PayPay effectively taking on 2 teams at once, and the Deep at the moment just absolutely caning at this game. Northern Lights up to 11 kills, so definitely matching, if not surpassing the Adepts now. But they have to decide at what point they're going to be engaging Redline, and I have a feeling they're going to be gatekeeping that out of the circle and leaving the final battle to be THR. I feel like positionally that's the correct thing to do. The Deep now moving on to support Spyro, while Bachelins and Perfect are in a position to try and stop RedlineEU from advancing any further. I'm surprised they didn't come back for the finish on Marv a little sooner, but I guess Northern Lights technically didn't have to. Redline still have to rotate in, so Northern Lights will simply get a second chance. And to be fair, Perfect is keeping an eye on the situation. As we can see, QB down to 25 hit points, and that helmet does not look particularly healthy. He's also got no vest. Marv is in trouble. Marv is in big trouble. Bachelins getting the kill there. Ooh. Marv getting the knock onto Perfect. This is good. And THR eliminated on the other side. That was an effort from Spyro and the Deep. So they're now going to be moving back to gatekeep the final player, who is Marv. We're watching Bachelins now, who might actually win this game with a Molotov. That first Molotov looks very good. It looks incredibly good. And yes, there we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Northern Lights, ladies and gentlemen, with 14 kills in game number 1. The top 4 teams will advance to the finals of Toby's Tryhard Thursdays, conveniently on Thursday. And the Northern Lights certainly setting themselves an excellent example. The Adepts, by the way, oh, I beg your pardon, they got 12 kills. So I thought at 10 or 11, they actually have 12. They finished in 11th place, but they will get 12 points for those kills. So that's not too bad as well. But fantastic stuff for RedlineEU, who finish in 2nd. They got squeezed by 2 different teams and still with 9 kills to their name. So that is a big, big points haul for them. ITHR, a quiet game for them, but 3rd place is a good lot of points, and they still had 3 kills. So that all adds up at the end of the day. They only have 4 games, remember, to qualify for Thursday's finals.